All right, we are on the home stretch for this project. It's time to send it off to our client for a proof or to send it to the printer to get printed. Either way, we need to figure out how to get this design out of the box. So let's go ahead and open up the other versions we made too. Right now we're still on version 3. I'll open up Finder and I'm going to go ahead and rename this just for consistency. I've got version 2 and version 3. This first one we did though didn't have a version, so it looks like it's at the bottom of the stack. So I'll just add V1 just to make sure my files are clean. And I'll open these up. I'll hold down Shift and click all of these in between. Hit Command O to open. And it'll open all of those up here. So we've got this version 3 we just wrapped up with. We've got this original photo we started with. I'm just going to close that real quick. And then version 1, which I think looks terrible. And I only say that just so you don't think that I think it looks good. Anyway, let's look at, we got version 2 here. Pretty much the same look. Let's go ahead and export these. The only difference here, we had this turntable and he's still got that tattoo on his neck. Version 3, we did a texture and we've removed the tattoo and this little spot on the shirt. So here are the two ways I would go about getting this out to send to a client. First, what I would do is make sure they're all the same size. I would hit Command 0. What that does, it goes to View and it makes it fit on screen. And I would do that for all three of them just so they're all the same size. And this is if I'm sending a screen, if I'm sending a screen grab or a screenshot. What that is, on a Mac at least, I can hit Command Shift 4. I don't know what the shortcut is currently for a PC. I know you can hit the print screen button and it captures the whole thing. But since I work on a Mac and this is my workflow, I'm showing you exactly how I work. I'd hit Command Shift 4 and then I would click and drag down here to get a screen just a screen grab real quick. I'll click on this guy, do the same thing, Command Shift 4. I use the space bar to move my selection where I want it, up here to the corner, and then let go of the space bar, come down here and get it close, let go. And as soon as I let go, it takes a picture of that file and throws it right on my desktop. So I've got this screenshot and this screenshot right here. I've got to do this last one here. Click on it, Command Shift 4. And you might be wondering, well, why not just export straight out of Photoshop? Honestly, I could go to File, Save As, or Export, and we will do that here in a second. But for me, Command Shift 4, quick click and drag and let go, and it's just faster. It also is a low-res file. So let's say I haven't been paid by my client yet, or let's just say I want to send them a text. A lot of times I work with text messaging with my clients. I'll use iMessage, and I'll drag and drop a quick look right to them. I've got a lot of clients that they travel or whatever, and just to see, hey, am I on track? Am I going the right direction? What do you think of this look? And I'll just quickly grab this screenshot and I'll just drag and drop right into my iMessages, send them a text message, and they can get right back to me, or send it in an email, whatever. One thing I would do though is I would rename these. So this version with the textured background on a Mac, I can just hit Return to start renaming this, or click and get that option to rename it. So this will be, poster V3. I'll come down here to this other screenshot. I'll hit Return, poster-V1, and then this last guy, poster-V2. And that way, if they refer back to me and say, hey, I really like version 2, I know what they're talking about. It just keeps everybody on the same page. Okay. So the other bonus to this, I'm on a Retina display, so this file is a little bit bigger. It's 1.5 megs. Typically when you do a screenshot, it's going to be under 1 meg. It'll be, in this case, 880 kilobytes. So it's a really nice small file. They can't print from this file, which is nice if you don't want them to print if it's not been approved yet. You don't want them to try and print from it because it'll look terrible, but that way you can send them a small file size. All right, and so I would take these 3 versions and I would drop it into email or text message and send it to my client and say, hey, what do you like? Now let's pretend like they like, version 3 and they want to print it. The way that I would work to get this to a printer, let's jump over to version 3. So what we'll do is we'll come up to our image, we'll go to Mode, and we'll turn it into a CMYK color document. We'll go ahead and flatten all of the images, and that way any of our blend modes that we had don't get messed up. And the reason why we didn't start with CMYK was if we wanted to add different filter effects. If you're in CMYK, not all of the filter effects are available. Okay, so that's why I started in RGB. Now what we're going to do now, we've got it flattened and ready to go. I'll go to File, Save As, and instead of a Photoshop file, which has all the layers and not everybody has Photoshop, I can send it out as a JPEG or a Photoshop PDF file. That would be preferred. I'll save it as a Photoshop PDF file, and I'll just click on this Use Proof Setup. That'll just help the colors look consistent no matter who prints it. I'll click once in here, and I'll hit Save. Right here, this Preserve Photoshop Editing Capabilities, I don't want them to be able to open it up and edit this right now, plus it'll make the file much larger, so I'll turn that off. And then I'll go ahead and hit Save PDF. So once that's done saving, you can see Photoshop working on it right now, and it might be a little bit of a bigger file. I will jump over here and I can find that v3.pdf, and you can see it's 17 megabytes, so it's significantly larger than our screenshot. If I send this to press, it'll look fantastic. It's a huge file. One thing we did not talk about was a thing called bleeds, and we'll get into that a little bit later, but just be aware, when we go to print this at a print shop, there's a really good chance we'll have a white border around it because of where the printer has to actually grab the paper. So to avoid that, you would actually print on a larger piece of paper and then trim it back. And again, bleeds are something we'll talk about a little bit down the road, but now you know how to create something in Photoshop and export it, in this case as a PDF, or you could have done a JPEG, and then how to take quick screenshots to share with your clients.